Oh, but this one sweets me. Oh. Labour Party spokesman now don't finish Reno omokri. This one sweet me. This one sweet me. He good as he give this guy finish. I beg. When I just watch video by myself, just watch and as I watch, I want to just share that. Because Labour Party people they keep quiet since. Other people go to see that their mouth they sharp pass. Nah, Tanko now he don't finish Reno omokri. Oh yeah, nah. When I watch the video.
How do you react to it? And in the first place, they said you guys do not have the structure.
Let me correct what he said. He said we are singing to the choir, and the choir is responding loud and clear. Even he himself can hear the voice where he's staying out of the country. The choir has responded so loudly that he's become so perturbed that he's reeling out statistics that are all truly unfounded. Let me first of all not be distracted with some of those false statistics that was given. Let me first of all thank Nigerians for coming out en masse to show that organic love for Peter Obi.
When you say organic love?
Yes, organic.
What do you mean?
What I mean, they are not doing a copy and paste kind of
You campaign. Mean Labour Party is not the one organizing this rally?
No, not a single organization. We have not even...
Nobody is sponsoring this
Nobody, not single person. We have not even kicked off the campaign. What you saw in Jos was an organic organization by the Middle Belt Forum to give endorsement for Peter Obi. What you saw on the 1st of October was the best independence celebration the nation has ever gotten. Over 40 cities, all the zones of the Federal Republic of Nigeria were represented, and they gave that organic love, without unsolicited organic love that was given to Peter Obi. And here you are, people are saying that there's a choir noise that all of them are so disturbed about that is making them jittery. And now we are satisfied, and we are thanking them for making that particular coming out in that large number. And of course, our principal tweeted that there's a girl, Chioma, who came out. The lives of Chioma are replicated in Amina, Ankwa, and Akpan, and the rest of them, Ashake, all over the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those are the people that we are fighting for. Those are the people that we are trying to get out of the quagmire on their unborn children to protect them and rescue them. Not those particular individuals who could not even start the test of time. He
said, in terms of qualification,
yes,
that your candidate is perhaps the least of the 4 people that you will put forward as the top front runners in the race.
I am so happy that he didn't say that he has a fake document. He only said that he has a second-class physiology, which he got in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, confirmed. And the least requirement that you want for a presidential candidate is just a primary certificate. They don't even say that you have to have 5 credits. No, a primary certificate, which of course is alluded to a particular presidential person at the moment now. But there was no any issue as regard to it. So we are glad we have a qualified person running for the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But in terms of competence and capacity, he's made a point there that is least qualified.
Not at all.
Can Nigerians vote for a least qualified person?
When he even visited the Emir of Kano, he listed even the 3 C's, which you alluded to, even the 6 C's. He said the man has competence, he has character, he's consistent, he's credible, he has compassion, he has the capacity to lead Nigeria. This is the quality that we know. And Seun, I want to challenge any of the other candidates. If they can generate this kind of love that we saw in Peter Obi all across the Federal Republic of Nigeria in one sweep. None of them can generate it. We didn't give
this early coming out for your candidate. What do you think it means? What does it portend?
It shows that Nigerians are ready to take back their country, irrespective of their religion, tribe, or creed. They have shown that love. And Seun, I can bet you there is obedience in every family household. And I'm sure in Omokri's house there is obedience, including the presidency.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly. Because there are staff in the presidency whose children are out of schools. And ASU strike is on for almost 8 months. There are workers in the presidency whose children cannot take care of 3 square meals. There are people in Asu Villa that even in their homes, they cannot be assured of electricity.
So Peter Obi stands for the average Nigerian.
Yes,
it stands for the voice.
It stands for every Nigerian who has been annihilated.
That is what you Labour Party are pushing for. Let me allow Reno.
Because he has shown it.
Let me allow Reno to come back. On this program last week, Comrade Adams Oshemale said the pain that the PDP will feel is that most of the places that are traditional PDP stronghold have now become Peter Obi and Labour Party stronghold, and who will get the back end of the stick this time around? It will be Atiku Abubakar and the PDP. I'd like you to respond to that.
Well, I will respond to that, but before I do, I'd like to respond to some of the things that this gentleman has said. First and foremost, that statement credited to the former MI of Kano has been disclaimed by that man. He said he didn't make that statement. So that's a false statement. And then if you looking at, he said that, that Peter Obi will address the issue of ASU strike and other strikes. Look, Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State. While he was governor, doctors were on strike for 13 months. Am I lying? You can ask him. While he was governor of that state, schools were closed down. I think it was 7 months. You can research it. You can Google it. So, I mean, these people that come up on air and say that Peter Obi will make Nigeria into paradise. Look, when he was governor of Anambra State, did he turn Anambra into a paradise? Now, if you address the issue by Comrade Adams Oshemale, look, the issue with the APC is much more than the issue with the PDP. I do agree that some of the areas, because Peter Obi is more likely to take votes that would have come to the PDP than votes that would have come to the APC. But the whole country has rejected the APC. The whole country has rejected the APC. So, Comrade Adams Oshemale, I mean, he's not in a position to give us counsel. Look, this country is where it is right now, almost comatose, almost on its knees, because of the APC. While while the PDP was in power, Nigerians know what they were enjoying. They knew how much was the price of fuel. They knew how much was dollar to the naira. They knew how much the security situation. So there's no basis for comparison between the PDP and the APC. As a matter of fact, when Waziri Atiku Abubakar was chairman of the National Economic Council, Nigeria paid off its entire foreign debt. Zero. We owed zero. Right now, we are owing about 48 trillion naira. So, Comrade Adams Oshemale is unfortunately mistaken. Now, going back to the analysis, I said, if you look at the 4 presidential candidates, by what parameter can you say Peter Obi is the best? There's none. If you compare their experiences in government, look at when he was in government. Even Kwankwaso has a better record in office. Okay, you talk about corruption, which is one of their strongest spots. The only person among the 4 major presidential candidates mentioned in the Pandora paper scandal is Peter Obi. He was mentioned as corruptly enriching himself, and I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying it is true. I'm just saying what the Pandora papers say. That he was mentioned as corruptly taking monies out of Nigeria and hiding them in offshore banks or offshore accounts.
Mr. Omokri, let me allow Alaji Tanko to respond to those.
Well, you see, we have a capable presidential candidate who is not afraid to answer questions directly. When he raised the issue of Pandora box, Peter Obi had come out and cleared the air clearly on what was involved. And so we will want the same thing to happen to their own presidential candidate when they are being accused of the corruption that are already taking place. These are people who have put Nigeria into perpetual poverty right from the beginning. They have been involved in corruption. Are you talking about the Dick Cheney, Malabo issues that already not been swept over the carpet? We are talking about somebody who has been accused by his principal. Openly, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Olusegun Obasanjo, has completely come out to debunk that he cannot vouch for the person of his own candidate. That is a complete indictment that comes. Nobody has come out to indict Peter Obi, verbally, physically, or none. There's nobody. And you see, for now, there's no time for hide and seek anymore. Nigerians are tired of games and people lying to them. Omokri is just saying that the Emir of Kano deported. I was there. If you can place the couple, the Emir spoke in Hausa and he clearly mentioned the capacity of the competency of Peter Obi. I was there. I was not told. So they don't come onto the air and keep on telling people's lies. Nigerians have known the truth and they are ready to fight for their country. So nobody, anytime you make any statement, you should be able to justify it. So I was physically there.
I'll give 30 seconds for both of you to respond. And these are some of the issues that we are talking talking about. Capacity, Nigerians want to see.
That's
who will
right.
lead them with capacity. Corruption or anti-corruption record, Nigeria wants to see who has the best to vote for.
Yes.
So let me allow 30 seconds for each. Mr. Omokri, please go first. Your final thought on the program tonight.
Well, I would say that former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorsed Waziri Atiku Abubakar in 2019, and that he said he was the best candidate then, and that this was a man who had the capacity. So if what he said is true, why would former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorse him? And also in terms of education, Waziri Atiku Abubakar has a master's with distinction in international relations. In terms of employment, and one of the major problems of Nigeria right now is that we have about 67 million unemployed people or underemployed people. Waziri Atiku Abubakar, in his own private life, employs 12,500 Nigerians producing made in Nigerian goods and services. And if you talk about experience in government, right now Nigeria is having a debt crisis. We are owing so much. This was a man who, as chairman of the National Economic Council of Nigeria, paid off Nigeria's debt completely. So you have a man who is ready and who is prepared.
We need to go.
When you talk about the issue of debt, these are the same people who have put us in this perpetual debt. It started from them. When he was Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they are the one that put us in this particular debt issue. And when you talk about issue of production, we say, fine, our principal import. But do you know that he doesn't sell this particular product by himself? There were people, Nigerians, who were employed, and most of them have learned the trade in terms of training them, and they have become productive. So in that regard, we are producing people who can be productive in nature. And when you look at the credibility and the capacity of Peter Obi, he has shown it in Anambra State. I have told you before here that he has synergized with the Nigerian police, providing security for his people. Not only that, he synergized with the Nigerian Medical Association, building hospital. He synergized with the industry, making sure that the hotels and all. He synergized with making sure that our roads on the street, people are connected from their villages. This is practical example of what, and this is somebody who did not owe any debt. Challenge anybody. He paid up even workers who are in their pension and all. This is one of the things that you should be expecting when Peter Obi becomes the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Alhaji Yunusa, thank you so much
very much
for coming. And Mr. Reno Omokri, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.